everyone! Today's video is actually highly requested, and I did a mascara video quite similar to this, but this is when to save and when to splurge on different makeup products. If you guys want to see this outfit today, I'll probably link it and get somewhere around here, so go check it out. This review is basically what I personally think about saving versus splurging, and of course you do not have to splurge on anything, you do not have to save on anything. There are always going to be exceptions with certain brands and certain products. However, this is just kind of my review, what I think, and I hope that it really helps you. First off, one of the most requested was foundation, save or splurge. Honestly, I can go to a drugstore and find some great stuff, so I feel like if you're on a budget, definitely save. However, if you're not on a budget or if foundation is really something important to you, definitely splurge. This is one of my favorites, Makeup Forever. I also like Laura Mercier. MAC has kind of semi-okay ones. They're not my favorite, but I feel like coverage is better, I feel like quality is better, and there are more colored choices. So as far as foundation goes, I would definitely say splurge. And I don't have one to hold up because I totally forgot it inside, but save versus splurge on face powders. If we're talking about loose face powders, I would actually say save. There's one from Almay that I really like. It's only about $6 and it comes in a big purple case. You just screw it off and it has really flawless coverage. As far as pressed powder goes, MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish is probably the best I've ever used. I would recommend it to anyone. But if you can't spend that kind of money there, go try to see what they have at the drugstore because they do have a lot of great options. Next, we're going to get into lipsticks, and this is kind of a tie for me. I feel like the drugstore has a lot of great lipsticks, a lot of great formulas, and a lot of great colors. Woo! But then again, I feel at the same time like high-end lipsticks do tend to stick a little bit differently, and there are more colored choices. So this is really a big tie for me. I say if you have the money, go ahead and splurge on a couple, but if not, keep it low, keep the price low, save on it. Next, as far as bases go, I have never found a drugstore primer that I actually like. If you guys know of one, please link it or post a comment so I know. Because, you know, if we all help each other out, we can all go buy less expensive primers. But this is one of my favorite primers, Urban Decay. And there's really good ones by MAC, by Makeup Forever. NYX, I'm not really proud of theirs, but that would be the best drugstore one I've tried. So, for primers, I would definitely recommend splurging, but again, it's up to you. Next is eyebrow pencils, and I'm not going to lie, MAC and Urban Decay have some great pencils. However, I feel like you can get the same results with this. This one's from Maybelline, and it's just kind of like one of these screw-out pencils. And personally, I have been pleased with this, so if I can spend $4 instead of paying $20, I will. Next, I guess I'll talk about eyeshadows, and don't get me wrong, drugstore has an amazing array of eyeshadow. I do definitely feel like kind of high-end is better than drugstore, and drugstore does have a lot of great choices. However, the formulas, the way they stick, these stick better without primers. It's really hard for me to use a drugstore cosmetic without a primer, and it's always uneven. And there's not as many color variations, such as Luxe or, you know, matte, things like that. And when it comes to just the variety, what MAC has, Makeup Forever, all these other really high-end brands, personally for me there is no beating them. But if you guys don't have a lot of money to spend, go drugstore, go Coastal Scents, Sedona Lace, all sorts of things like that, because they do have great stuff that is a bit cheaper. So don't let price always fool you, but for me personally, if you have the money, invest in a couple of your favorites. Personally, when it comes to lip gloss, I would not say drugstore and I would not say high-end. I would say something like Bath & Body Works or Victoria's Secret. When it comes to glossy gloss, I would have to say high-end, and the reason why is because I feel like these formulas stick better. There's a lot of different color variations, there's a lot of different, you know, colors, designer things, etc. However, I feel like the formulas last longer, and that's just my personal opinion. But I've never really found a lip gloss that I liked at a drugstore. Next, I'll talk about mascaras, and the thing is that with mascaras, I've always liked drugstore better. You guys can go see the mascara video to see what's right for you. But my favorite is definitely drugstore. High-end has some good ones, but for the amount of drugstore that's out there, you really don't need to go high-end. As far as lip liner goes, I was kind of in the same boat at first as lipstick. I felt like you could get good at either drugstore or at high-end, and I still kind of feel that way. However, the drugstore ones that I've used do tend to kind of clump up and they are a little bit more waxy. These are personally a little bit better choice just because of the smoothness and things like that. This one is in sync, but I don't know. I do prefer high-end personally, but if you guys are on a budget, drugstore is the way to go for you. So I guess you kind of have to figure it out and see what you like best. And if you don't wear lip liner all the time, forget it. Just go with drugstore, you know? Or don't get one at all. Also with lip gloss, what's the best kind of chapstick lip gloss? High-end or drugstore? MAC has some good ones, but honestly, go drugstore. This is one from Burt's Bees, and I feel like you can get such great lip balms and chapsticks there. It's not even worth the splurge. I guess we'll get into eye and eyeliner stuff now. As far as eye pencils go, MAC has some awesome shade sticks, and I would say don't go without them just for the, you know, kind of try them out. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, NYX, NYX has some great things. There are some other brands too. You do not need to splurge. It is not necessary. It's a good idea too on a couple shade sticks or things like that, but is it necessary? Definitely not. You can get some amazing things at a much cheaper price. Kind of in the same boat as lipsticks for these. I think I like high-end eyeliner better just because it stays on longer. The wear is better. It's easier to get on there. But there are some pretty good drugstore ones that work for me, and I heard a lot of people don't like this. This is the Perfect Point Plus. I honestly didn't have a problem with it. So do I prefer, personally, yes, I do prefer high-end, but totally try out drugstore. And if you guys can find something that works for you, why splurge on it? MAC's Craft Black is actually my all-time favorite, but if you don't have to spend, why should you? So go take a look, see what you guys like best. So gel liner, and L'Oreal has some, but I have never found a gel liner that I like other than high-end. MAC has some. You can pick some up at some Sephora, some up at Sephora too, but this is Silverline by MAC, and honestly the formula for this, the way it goes on with the brush, no comparison. I definitely recommend getting a gel liner, but the great thing is you don't have to use a gel liner. You can use a normal liner or a liquid liner, things like that. The next product is indeed liquid liner, and let me say, you guys should never ever splurge on liquid liner. You guys can. They have some really good colors. Urban Decay has some really good glitters, so if you're a real fanatic, go for it. But if you're just someone who uses makeup to look great, things like that, this is one of my favorites. It's the Lash Stiletto, or the Line Stiletto by Maybelline. Get off my face, you! But it is amazing, and I would never ever splurge on, after this, I will never splurge on another liquid liner again, unless it is like a color or a glitter or something like that. So this is just my review. I hope that this helps you guys. Again, this is all my personal, objectional opinion. So tell me what you guys think. What are your saves and what are your splurges? And post them in the bottom as a comment, post it as a video response. I would love to hear kind of what other people think. And if you guys like these products, tell me about it. If you hate them, tell me too. Because the more reviews we have, the more people that talk about it, the more that other people can understand and kind of figure out what's best for them. What's great is that also you can try stuff on in high-end stores to see if you like it, and you can probably go to the drugstore and return a couple things if they aren't perfect for you. So I hope that you guys all get the makeup that's perfect for your face, and I will talk to everybody in the next video. Love you guys so much, and I guess that's all. Bye.